Welcome, friends, to the Gaijin Animation Appreciation Hour with your hosts, Sig Bisley and Colt Mauser. Before we get started, please be sure to like this video and subscribe for more content just like this. Now, let the animation appreciation commence.
All right. What forgotten VHS nightmare do we have this week?
I don't know, man. They're releasing the Blu-ray of this one soon. This here is Metal Skin Panic MADOX-01, an anime OVA from 1987.
It's going to be sexy in Blu-ray.
It's going to look real good on Blu-ray, absolutely. This one here, directed by your boy, Shinji Aramaki.
Oh, yeah.
Also did Genesis Survivor Gaijin, which we just did, the Appleseed movies, Starship Troopers CG movies, mechanical design on stuff like ICHIBAN, Megazone 23, and Gundam Igloo. So, boys all over the place.
He's got the stuff.
He's also the writer of this one as well, much like on Gaijin. Studios, also like Genesis Survivor Gaijin, we got AIC and Artmic. Also did, Tenchi Muyo, Lotus War TV, Go Danner, Oh My Goddess, Pumpkin Scissors, etc., etc. That's all AIC stuff. So that's where we're at on this one. Very much an overlap of the creative team from Genesis Survivor Gaijin. So watch our episode on that one.
And we didn't even do it on purpose.
Nope. So anyway, what goes on in Metal Skin Panic MADOX? So
way less than in Gaijin.
way less. So it's a nice short 42-minute, I believe, OVA.
If that, like with credits.
Yeah, that's with credits, exactly. So you got a powered suit opens up. You get this powered suit that they developed that they're fighting against tanks. They're doing like a mock battle. And the tanks get wrecked by this powered suit. It's really cool. And one of the tank drivers, Mr. Lieutenant Kilgore, not so happy about it.
Kilgore has the butt mad.
Yeah, he's very, very mad about the downfall of tanks. He really likes his tanks.
He's also crazy with Vietnam madness, apparently.
Yes, yeah. This takes place. You would think it's further in the future, but then it isn't.
It's apparently in the 80s.
Yeah. So
unless in that future we've been in Korea for, not Korea, Vietnam for 60 years.
Who knows? Maybe we went back. Anyway, you find out the pilot is Miss Kusamoto, who also did the development of the suit. And they're moving the suit. So they take the suit and it folds up into this crate that's it's a size that doesn't make sense, but we'll talk about that later.
She's the ever popular female scientist.
Yes.
That every one of these has.
Very 80s sci-fi, anime sci-fi
such a trope.
Anyway, things getting transported. Some random drunk guy gets in a car accident in front of the truck it's on.
At least the accident makes sense.
And then the box that it's in just flies off the truck and exactly into a box truck that's on the side of the highway, below because the highway is raised.
Boom, just falls to the top of it.
And it lands perfectly inside the truck.
Everything's fine.
It's kind of cool. And then a couple, looks like a high school and middle school kid maybe, find it the next day in the truck. And that's Koji. And they move it up to Koji's little apartment there.
Which was hilarious. They're just going to hump this thing up the stairs.
Yeah. And then,
Probably weighs 2,000 pounds.
He gets the crate open. He reads all about, he pulls out the manual. He reads all about it.
He's an engineering student, so he's good at everything.
He's an engineering student and a mechanic of sorts. Yeah. And of course, good at anything. Well, hey, listen, just like Amuro, you just read the manual a little bit and you're good to go.
Man, it makes perfect sense. That's how I do things.
And then he gets in the suit. Suit does what it wants to do. Lots of shenanigans ensue.
Well, plus there's the trope where the test pilot, the scientist who developed it, curses herself for leaving it in scramble mode.
Of course, yeah.
Because they always leave it hot, ready to go. It's like leaving a loaded gun.
It's not just left in ready to go mode. It's left in defend yourself against threats mode.
Yeah, automatically.
And shenanigans ensue, and not much more happens, but it's all very entertaining. There's some good fight scenes and.
Well, a lot more happens, but it's nothing important.
Yeah, they got to retrieve the suit, and Lieutenant Kilgore's got to, prove that tanks are number one.
Fucking Kilgore, man. That is the most loose vengeance plot ever. It's I got to get back at you for that mock battle. I will literally destroy all of downtown Tokyo to get back at you for that mock battle loss.
Pretty much.
So good.
So anyway, speaking of good, what do you like about MADOX?
Oh, man, this is just super fun to watch. I would watch 1,000 of these, just keep making it. It was basically a rom-com. Like, the whole basic plot is, like, Koji needs to go, like, he needs to get to this building across Tokyo to, like, talk to his girlfriend who's, like, going to England as an exchange student, like, before, he needs to, like, confess his love before she leaves, but he gets stuck in the suit, and then he decides to go anyway, and then, like, wackiness ensues. It's great, though. And, oh, God, mecha porn, like, the animation style, it's like that super technical, like...
Oh, the beginning, the first, like, minute or so.
Oh, it's so amazing.
Very, very cool. Yeah, the mecha design's damn near pornographic. And it was done, mecha designs by Kimitoshi Yamane. He also worked on Escaflowne.
Damn straight.
A bunch of Gundam shows.
Of
and
course.
Cowboy Bebop.
Really?
And you can kind of see that.
Interesting.
You can kind of see that in
now
the
you think
design.
about it.
Character designs are good too. It's got that classic 80s steez. Some of them are a little broad-shouldered, but
I was going to say, a lot of them have, like,
80s.
super wide heads, too.
Yeah.
Like, the hair makes their head, like,
the wide head,
wide.
thin neck, broad shoulders.
Yep.
But, they have a lot of character. It's not like some of the newer... Well, anime seems to have gotten better. There was that time in the early 2000s where they had those Gundam Seed style, just horrible. Everybody looks the same.
They literally
character
took
designs.
those, like, basic character outlines and just used them for, like, what the hell was that? Code Geass, same thing.
There's plenty of memes
all those
about
fucking
that.
clamp shows they used for it.
One face and a million different hairstyles and eye
it's,
colors.
like, so terrible. But they've gotten out of that a little bit in the last, like, 5 years or so, which is nice.
The action scenes are really good.
Oh, super
They're
good.
well
yeah.
choreographed. I mean, and they're well set up.
It's like Adventures in Babysitting. If you're not old, you probably don't know what that movie is. It's Elizabeth Shue in her prime. I think wasn't that in the 80s?
Oh, it's an 80s movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, she was a babysitter. Stuff happens. Wackiness ensues. Like, it's all very mundane until something goes terribly wrong. But it had that kind of vibe to it. But then you throw in a little Die Hard at the end. Like,
yeah, I don't know. It's kind of all over the place. The ending of it is very 80s action movie. Where, like, there's just no consequences for anything. It just kind of ends. It's like, this is cool.
Like, half of Tokyo gets leveled. It's great because, like, at the very end, it just, like, goes back to rom-com. And you're like, what is even going on?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I thought it was fun to watch.
So, dislikes. Do you have any dislikes?
Not really. I mean, it was abrupt, but they did a real good job of just making it short and to the point. Because there was, like, no loose ends to tie up. Because there was, like, really no plot. It was just, like... Stuff happens, you know what I mean?
So I got super nerdy nits to pick.
Oh, yeah, pick those nits.
They're very nerdy. So the first one is, how the hell did two people carry a giant crate, which is not as big as it needs to be, with a mech in it, up the stairs into an apartment?
Well, I bitched about that before. Like, that's an
pretty
obvious
heavy
pick. I mean, it's probably got to be 2,000 pounds.
How the hell does this damn thing run on diesel? Like, he fills up at a freaking...
That was the funniest part. He, like, rolls up to a gas station in it and just, like, pumps it full of diesel.
That thing's got to run on jet fuel. Get the hell out of here.
Not necessarily. Fun fact, Abrams tanks will run on almost anything,
I
and
know
that's
they
a turbine.
will, but it's not a tank specifically.
I guess.
I'm not buying it.
But
I
mean,
it flies around a bit.
Listen, let's assume it has a similar turbine.
Because
it definitely has a turbine because it has, like, the.
Yes. And the last thing, it's funny to me that it's very, it's like noir or one of those series where, like, the police don't exist. Police and emergency services, until the very end, they do not exist.
It's like a Luke Besson movie. There are no police in France.
He blows up his apartment. He blows through a bathhouse. He blows into a freaking, like, shop.
He blows into a convenience store and then, like, buys something. And then he's, like, sitting across the street eating.
Bento box. And he's, like, sitting there eating it. No cops show up.
Across the street from the shop that has a hole in the wall from where he blew through it.
No one shows up. They sell him the stuff. No one's freaked out by any of this. It's like, okay, I guess this is cool. And then, these military guys show up and they're just, like, in helicopters shooting the place up.
Driving tanks down the street.
There's no cops to be seen. It's
nothing. I don't know.
It's all very interesting. But you know what? It's entertaining, so I'm not going to complain. It's just funny to me. Like, listen, no cops, no ambulances, nothing. At the very end, there's some ambulances. That's about it.
Yeah, they had 40 minutes. They had to make everything happen inside that time frame. It's entertaining as hell, though. Like,
it is, and it's short. So that leads me to, what is the verdict?
Oh, if you don't watch it, you're insane. I mean, it's better than any single episode of anything you're going to watch that's out now, probably.
I'm going to say, yeah, go watch it.
It's coming out in Blu-ray soon, so.
Yeah, or it's already out on Blu-ray, depending on when the hell you're watching this. So
it's true.
Go get it. Go back it or go get it.
And, I mean, if you're into, like, any kind of like mecha anime. It's like it's a classic. It's animated super super nice, like such detail. So and in Blu-ray, it's probably gonna look amazing. So
yeah, go check it out.
Yeah, get your ass out there, hunt it down, buy it, watch it, tell us what you think.
Well, that's all for today, everyone. We'd like to thank all of you for tuning into another episode of the Gaijin Animation Appreciation Hour. Please remember to like and subscribe, and may your entertainment be always, well, entertaining.